Somebody jugged his pencil, man. Who jugged Chris's pencil? Nobody. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yo, is that thing so real?
Nobody.
I hope it ain't.
You go like, God.
Wow, that's so much of the song you don't even know which one it is. All right, let's keep going.
Go listen to John Campbell.
My first hater and my second.
Go listen to John Campbell by him.
Okay. Talk about. All right, let's keep going. All right, so I want us to try this one.
Come on, bro. My dukes off it. I can do it.
Is it here? Yeah.
I'm just saying where. My groups, I'm just gonna wait till I need that.
No, it's not.
This is on the Wait, no,
Well,
it's not.
It's not on the back seat. Make room.
I can't make room. Room made me.
I don't see it.
All right, we'll just talk through this one then.
I don't think this one is fake.
It was so much clothes.
All right, so guys, so a good way to do substitution is we're gonna make a T chart. Guys, come on, let's focus. So with substitution, which equation has a variable already solved for?
Both of the,
Top one, not the bottom.
The top one, because we have a variable by itself. The bottom one we don't. So we're gonna put the y equals 3 on this side of our T chart, and then 2x plus y equals 5 on the other side of our T chart. Okay?
post me.
So if we know y equals 3, we're gonna take this. What are we gonna substitute it in for in the second equation?
The X.
Actually, we're gonna sub it in.
No, the Y,
The y. We have
I was gonna
y
sub it in for the
equals,
X
right?
and
This
say
one's
Y.
y equals, so we wanna substitute
You
it
said the same thing I said.
No,
for the
I
y, guys.
I said
Focus.
why?
Quick.
Well, camera.
Focus. Alright, so we're putting the 3 in for the y, right? Because we have y equals. So when we do that, we bring this down. We still have our 2x, but instead of y, we put,
3Y.
we know y equals the number 3. So instead of y, we put
X. 3.
just 3. Right, we're just taking this and replacing it with what we know, right? Y equals 3. So instead of y, we're just putting 3. And we have it equals 5. So now we just want to figure out what x is. How would we do that?
Divide everything by 2.
That's what we got to do first.
Subtract 3.
Subtract 3
Yeah, that's what
first.
I meant.
So when we do that, what do we have?
You have
2x
2x equals 2.
equals.
Then what?
Then you divide everything by 2.
Okay?
So x equals 1.
So we know x equals 1. And we started out with y already solved for, right? We know that our y was 3. And we always write our answer as a ordered pair. So how would we write this solution as an ordered pair? 1, 3. 1, 3. Right? Our x is 1 and our y is 3. So that's our solution to our system. Good? How do we feel about this?
Pretty
Great.
decent.
Pretty good? Do we want to do another one? Or
Yes, another.
Yes,
Another one?
another one.
Yeah, this one's on the back. Right, so we've got our T-chart. So what do we put on the left side?
1 equals 2.
We put the one that, right, we put the one that's already solved for on this side. So y equals -2.
Then, yeah, you could say that.
Then we put the second one on the other side.
Yeah.
What do we want to do next?
So now, we plug in -2 for Y.
You wanna come up and do it?
Just-
Wanna do it tonight?
Yeah.
Can you talk me through it so I
Yeah.
can?
I
We'll
do.
walk you through it. You can, you can walk them through it.
Yeah, I was like,
-2.
Yeah, I'm gonna put
Yeah,
this.
we can do
For the Y.
for the Y. 3 arrows.
Good.
I just
You
saw
got
it.
excited.
I just saw it like a regular equation.
Yeah, they, you
Uh-huh.
had
Alright.
to.
Hold up, Chris, I need your help, man.
Hey, do it.
That's why and that's it, because you said do 11 over 2.
Right, you can't do 11 over 2, so you would write x equals. And you always write your answer as in, no, you leave that part, you're good, leave that 11 over 2, but I want you to write the answer as normal paper.
Would it be 11?
11 over 2.
11 equals 2.
No, 11 over 2.
So is it like flip flop?
Right, extra one.
No, your x is a fraction, so you gotta put the whole fraction as your x value.
Oh, 11 over 2.
So 11 over 2 is your x, and it gave us the y that you already have, right? Or y, it gave it, there we go.
Oh.
Perfect,
Alright, I'll see.
perfect.
I'll see it.
Right, you think you can handle doing the next one on your own?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, you talking all of that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that.
I ain't treating like that.
It's the first.
Oh my God.
What?
Yeah.
Did you write it in the wrong box?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It happens all the time.
No, it's the same one. As in fourth quarter.
What?
Yeah, it already
Not
started.
yet.
I think it happened, they cleared my book.
Yeah, I can't see my grades on my power
Oh,
school.
that was
on my
you.
phone.
I mean, you can if you click.
Oh, no.
I mean.
Oh, oh, oh.
Alright.
All these
Code switch, that's it.
Mm-hmm. So that just means, right, that,
Big booty Judy.
right, but you just have to make sure you're plugging in the guys. On your own.
I would.
Hold on, she had her hand up.
I'm calling that first. You can't steal my word.
Yeah, perfect. What's your question?
I called it, why is it?
Uh-huh. The one that was up there is this one.
But I called you that.
I'm just right.
Can't steal it.
Small
So
word.
I'm
And now
gonna
we saw this.
Yeah, you're solving the next one.
Just my
put
word.
a
now.
tape in the.
Am I doing this right? Should we put an equal sign or just put like a little thing? Oh, that's nice.
It's just gonna be it.
Mm-hmm, you can have a fraction, that's fine. Oh, fractions.
Math.
Whoa there, ma'am.
And I
No,
put
that's
2 on
not-
each side.
But
Yep.
Well,
So
first
you're
you gotta,
over-
first you gotta,
other guys,
this one has
Is it Y
x
equals?
equals 3.
Nah, it's
You wrote y equals 3, we have x
Yeah,
equals
write
3.
my pencil though.
So you need to take what x equals and then put it in for x on the
The
side.
whole
So,
Circle and.
sure, you can, but it goes in for x, right? You get x equals 3, so you need to put it instead of x.
3.
Right, so you just put a 3 there.
No.
Mhm.
Well, now I can use that.
And what you
That's
say?
right.
That's why we write.
Can,
Let me come on.
You have a negative 2 here, so you have to divide both by negative 2, so the positive 2, but yes. This is right.
Gotcha, you got a pencil I can use?
Hey, this right
You
turn?
want to get the very.
No, you can hit it so good.
I mean, I had a pencil, just got a eraser.
Uh-huh.
It's right.
oh girl, you ready?
Alright.
I mean, I gotta.
Good. So the only thing is if you have negative 3 over negative 2, it's always positive, but yes.
And then he said.
Then I'm right then.
Victory. Uh-huh.
Now,
No, he do not. You talk like
We
this.
did the last one, so we do some.
Oh, you trying?
If no one else volunteers, you can take the floor, okay?
I like your.
Why are you guys like that?
No, I ain't done.
Good, I want to get my pieces off.
So that's why he don't like Talk about something.
Yes, the only thing you want to, so because you solved for y and they gave you x, y, and so
Now I gotta learn to change.
well, just when we solve for x,
Why?
that's
So
why
what
you
is the
solve for
process?
y.
He talks like.
Yes, that he just
Negative, it's a negative,
Oh, you
yeah,
know,
negative.
brothers, you don't know.
So those gonna make it a
So this
positive.
one, you have x.
Very small.
Very
Yeah.
Yeah, you plug it in.
Yeah.
So it's plus.
Y'all should not.
Two variables, you can't solve the
Y'all should not.
They said $10,000, I said, alright, no problem.
That's why you want to take this one and put it another x over here so that you can solve for just one variable.
You gotta let your dude.
Yeah, I
So
kinda
now you
did
can solve for y.
yesterday.
Too busy chattering.
Oh, in the music video?
Over here, you get everything on this side, take your variable and solve on that side. So you want to.
How do you do this?
Is y equals 3/2.
Who is Nisha?
Who is who?
Tracy mentions Nisha. Goes Nisha.
Yeah, I know, I
You're
got it.
solving for y, so you wouldn't.
So what
you
time
wouldn't
is
divide
it?
you wouldn't divide y with it, because that would just cancel out your y. You want y to be by itself. So you want to divide by -2, but not the y with it. Yeah, you can have a fraction as an answer.
See, you
No, no doubt. Who's y'all's running
If
back?
negative divided by negative, it would just be.
Who's y'all's running back for the Giants?
He don't know.
Yeah, so that's your y equals. And
The
your
Giants.
your
Yeah.
x.
The TV play on no doubt.
We
Let me
all
see that one hang
wait.
down.
We
No,
already
what?
put it
Let me see that one hang down. Close it.
That'll be you.
Right, so with this, though, you would want a number for each.
But we gotta do
So
Spanish.
you have x equals
That's gonna teach us all
here,
certain
if we got
Really?
what number y
That's
equals.
what
Y doesn't equal x plus 5, but in order here, we always want a number for x and a number for y. You wouldn't still have variables. So you would, right, if you take this back in, what teachers and 9 plus 5.
I will. If I can see.
So instead we would have a 14 there. All right, who wants to come up and do this one for me?
Which one?
I'll do it.
Yeah.
You wanna do it, Mario?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Alright.
You like
Oh,
it?
yes, sir, we have.
No?
I do
Yeah,
it.
that's-
No, I do.
We
No,
already.
Rock, paper, scissors for it?
We gotta go up there.
Uh-huh.
Oh, never mind. But yeah, I should like talk about
It's
it.
fine.
I just told you that wasn't me.
So this one's here.
She here, but doesn't do it.
Ain't even saying that.
All right, guys, Marion's sharing, so let's let him have the floor.
Look at him already. What?
He's not laughing at. You know. Oh my gosh.
I'm talking about.
Boy, say you dripping on you.
Period. I remember he said, gosh.
Right, when we write them up there, we just write our 2 equations, so you wouldn't put the 3 there yet.
Oh. That'll be your lot.
A lot.
Oh.
White did it.
Now go. So on that. Yep, go for it. Right, so with this one, we have x equals. So like Marion's doing, he's plugging the 3 in for x instead of y this time. We know what x equals, not what y equals, so we have to solve for y instead. y 3 over 2. I want your answer as a what though? You got it on your paper.
Oh. 3.
You need to write the answer as an ordered pair, so don't forget to write your ordered pair.
See what they want to do.
Good. So we need our answers to ordered pairs. We want to make sure we write our x in the x spot and the y in our y spot.
I got it right.
Me too.
I got it.
Good job.
Okay.
All right.
He was mad.
Why
So,
would I be mad?
Oh,
'Cause
sorry.
I didn't.
Fat talk. Young lady.
What?
Young lady.
Hold the beats, they don't like the bottom.
Hey, my cousin said that crazy. He said I want to beat.
So everyone else good? Are we good to keep moving?
Yes.
I did not have to do the other one. I know.
Alright, so here.
So the
So
top takes-
Amir actually had this one figured out for us. Amir, you want to walk me through it? You can come up and do it if you want to. You want to come up? Okay. Okay, so this one's kind of different, so make sure you're explaining what you're doing as you go. All right,
Yeah.
once you're here, explain what you did. Right, so what she had, she put, with this one, y is already solved for, so that's how we know to put this one on this side and the other one on the other side. She took the whole thing, x plus 5, and plugged it in for the y for the other one. Right, the 2x from this one stays the same, but instead of y, she put the whole x plus 5. Right, does that make sense?
Yes.
So she combined. So first you want to combine like terms. So if you had 2x plus x, what would it be?
So that'd be a 3x.
3x, right. So before we're subtracting, we want to make sure we're combining our like terms, right? So we want 3x, good.
And subtract.
Good, so then she subtracted 5 from both sides. That might change what you had just a little bit. That's okay. You know what to do though, you have 3x equals 9, what do you do? Good. Close.
Oh, so.
She's got it?
Yep.
Mhm. So now you know your x equals 3, but it didn't give you a number to start off with your y. So how do you think you figure out what your y equals?
Don't you do?
Right, she found x equals 3, but it didn't give us a number for what y equals. So how do we figure out what y equals?
I need slippers.
You said something.
Right, we know that whatever the x is, we add 5 to it to get y. So what would your y be?
Whatever age is plus 5.
So your y is 8.
Oh.
So go ahead and write that as an ordered pair. Remember to write your answer as an ordered pair. The x first. Good. Right, so this time we didn't get just a number to plug in for y. So we have to take the whole x plus 5 and put it instead of the y. So that's where this whole section came from. The 2x we bring down, the 14 she brought down, But instead of y, she put the whole quantity x plus 5 instead, because we don't know a number for y, but we know that y is the same as x plus 5. Right, so we took what y equals and substituted it in for y in the equation. Do we all see where that comes from?
Oh, yeah. I see.
Yes? No? 3a.
You got it now.
Right, so then she went through and combined like terms, we got 3x plus 5 equals 14. Solve for x, and then we have a number for x, but we need to figure out what number we have for y, because that wasn't originally given to us. So she took what she got for the x and added 5 to it to get our y. Okay,
So.
are we good? Do we have any questions? No questions? Right, let's, I want y'all to try the next one.
Don't you take the negative 3x and plug it in where the x set was after the 4?
We have to substitute like whole things into it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you take.
We gotta take the whole thing and put it instead.
Okay, so for this one, you wanna make sure you're putting parentheses around this, cause you want 2 times this whole. Right, cause it says 2 times y, so we wanna do 2 times, like the whole thing for s, we have to distribute.
Keep coming. So you got this.
Good, the only thing is, we have y equals, so you wanna put this instead of y. Cause if you put it instead of x, you still have x's and y's in your equation, and you can't solve it if you have 2 different variables. So this says y equals, which means we need to put it instead of y.
Okay.
Do you know what y equals? What would you do with that equation? You're taking this whole thing and putting it instead of y. So just keep writing everything the same. Don't forget, you have the 2 here though, so hold on. Back up. Keep going. So first, you still want to do plus 2, that's not changing. Still include your plus 2. And then in parentheses, put your whole negative 3x, not 6. So you put it instead of y, and then have that equal 8.
I got it.
Where's the energy? I need to minus energy. Okay, you're super close. The only thing is you have 2 times y, which means you need to multiply this whole thing by 2. Right, so you would put 2 parentheses 3x plus 6, because in this one you have 2 times y, not just y. So when you went from here to here, what happened to this 2? That's with this whole thing, so you need to make sure you bring the 2 down.
So this is one.
Right, when you're here, you still need to bring your 2 down, so the 4x stays, but you need to do the 2. Right, this is what's instead of y, but you still have to have 2 times that whole thing. Right, because you have a 2 times y here, so you need to do 2 times everything except y.
Can you come here real quick? Is that right?
You forgot to put your x with this one. Or if you have 2 times negative x, we have negative 6x. So then we have to go through and combine like terms and things like that. Because with this one, y is by itself, y is not being multiplied by anything, right? Y doesn't have a number in front of it, so you don't have to multiply it by anything. For this one, there is a number in front of it. Right, then if there's a number, well, if this is x equals, if this part was x equals, you'd have to multiply 4 by whatever it was. If there's a number for the one you're
You
substituting,
wanna know what I do?
right, we're substituting for y, right? We're bringing this and we're substituting something instead of y. We have to multiply by itself, if there's a number in front of y. If we are substituting for x, we have to do the same thing. There's a number instead of x. There's a number in front of it.
Shame on
This one's on the face.
I know.
Right, so, well, this one's a little bit different. This one's already in the books, I need you to.
How we got it. That's the only thing. No. So that's from the negative 20, I meant,
Well, you already have a y solved for, so you don't have to go through anything.
I'll do it that way. Plus 2y.
Solve your y.
Actually, right, you don't need to. You just take this and substitute it instead of y this one. You don't need to solve this one for y, you just take what this y equals and put it instead of the y here. Yeah. Right, that's not technically.
For real?
But it's still,
I know.
I know it still works, but it's not.
For what?
right, that's standard.
Well, I know.
No, I'm not saying this.
Well, this isn't the way she does it, so I don't know how to check it.
That'd be a negative 12.
Well, this is just saying, where this is saying 8 minus 12. Yes, yours is, the answers are still correct.
Then I take y and plug it in.
Is that right?
Up to here, you're good. You need to combine like terms. Right, so you wouldn't be subtracting or adding these, you need to just combine. If you have 4 x's and take away 6, what do you have?
Are we still on the one that's on the
So
board?
this should be a 10, it should be a negative 2.
Well,
Yeah, mom, oh.
What's 4x minus 6x? You have 4 x's and you take away 6, how many do you have? So it would just be negative 2x equals negative 4. But you have to combine like terms before you can start adding and subtracting things. You have like terms that goes with x's. So you can't add 2 things on the same side. So you would need to combine them, right? So instead of this, you would just have a negative 2x here equals negative 4.
What you got? I had a last
uh-huh. Oh,
We talk about this.
Ms. Ray?
She don't, her class, right, so you don't have to write it graph. That's only for your own. Yeah, you know, it didn't give you the number that y equals, it gave you an expression that y equals. you have to take what you got for X to figure out the number that goes with Y.
Don't I got one with you?
Okay, you got X, figure out what Y is.
Y is 8.
Sorry. You're fine.
Miss, Y is 8.
Try again. So you need to,
Equals
so
2.
your X is 2, but it's put that 2 instead of the X here, so it's -3 times 2. Opposite. That's -6 plus 6. You're at -6, and you hit 0, so you want 0 for Y. So you don't just like add the 6 to it, you have to make sure you're plugging it in and multiplying where you need to.
What does that mean?
Y, what is, Y is 0.
Put it in
Hey, what's his name?
X, so you still have to do it join terms. I was about to say So you still need -3 to Y.
Keep two.
2, so what's -3 times 2? What's -6? So that's what you want.
It's in my own,
All right, does someone want to come up and do this for me?
So you're going to get a period.
You've already come up, I want to see if someone else wants to go up and do it.
I got the answer, I just don't want to go up there. People might talk about it.
I'm just
If you want me to.
Come on up.
Go up
You
there.
said if you want me to, volunteer yourself.
Just trying to go up there.
no.
Yeah, Chris, come on down. All right, guys, let's pay attention to Chris.
Career shot grade. Wow, sorry.
I ain't do that. Everybody jump.
Just match the X.
You get up there for 10 seconds.
Guys,
I don't want to have to rearrange the seating chart again.
Yeah.